Hey guys, today I got another video for you. This one's actually a pretty special find. This is an ALR business station. Not a brand I recall from back in the days, but apparently they were pretty well made machines. This particular one is 486 SX 20 megahertz with 4 megabytes of RAM. It's got your standard 3.5 inch high density floppy and 5 1/4 high density floppy. The keyboard and mouse are just for my test rig. I don't have anything at the period for that. This one also has a 3-comp Etherlink 3 10 base T network card in it. And one thing it's not period, because I had the worst of luck when it comes to period hard drives. This one originally came with I think it was an 80 megabyte Connor, and it did work, but I ripped it out anyway because it was probably not going to last much longer. I replaced it with one of my stockpile of Seagate 40 gigs, which are great because they actually have a special setting in which you can limit them to 32 gigabytes, which is the maximum for some of the older BIOSes. This computer's BIOS actually can't even support that much, but through a cool program called Easy Drive, that's not a problem. You can use pretty much anything you want with it, and it will work just fine. This computer's loaded up with DOS 622 and Windows for Workgroups 3.1. And believe it or not, I'm going to go on the internet with this today. I'm going to show you what it's like to use a machine from roughly 1992, upgraded to its maximum potential, to go on the internet in 2018. So let's get this guy started. Power button's right here. I apologize, it's going to be a couple of long delays here. .486 module installed. Later on in the video I'm going to pop this thing open and show the inside of it. This video is to demonstrate, that an older computer can go on the internet, and also, since I'm going to be selling this, it's to show the functionality of this particular computer. Floppy drive should be kicking in a second. This computer does take its time booting up. There it goes. And these both appear to be original to the computer. They're a matching set of floppies. It's got Easy BIOS loading up there. That's a really handy program. Anyone who is working with these older PCs, definite thing to work with. Very easy to set up. Searching for mouse. Got our serial mouse and a newspaper mouse pad there. And for some people who aren't as familiar with how to use DOS, I always put this little line in here. Type Win Enter to start Microsoft Windows. Up top are the drivers for the Ethernet, the 3-comp Etherlink 3. So let's go and first off, let's show you the hard drives, I guess, before we start Windows. Even though it's a 40 gigabyte drive, it only, for some reason, DOS only supports up to 8 gigs worth of drives. So it's going to show logical information, drive information. Yeah, we got drives C, D, E, and F. They're all about 2 gigabytes each, so plenty of storage on this guy when it dumps more files. And since I set it up on a network card, you could actually transfer files over the network using TCP/IP to it. Let's go start up Windows. Windows for Workgroups 3.1. Sorry about the glare. One of these days I gotta get a better camera to keep making these videos. It's asking you to log in. I don't put any passwords in this, just kind of stupid too. First off, I just want to show you this thing actually is connected to the internet. This is not like a simulation or anything. We're going to go over here to main, MS-DOS prompt. You can't actually get on Yahoo. Yahoo, I tried earlier, doesn't work. Most websites don't work with the Internet Explorer 5, but as you can see, this thing is pinging Yahoo. It is connected to the internet. And let's go start up the old Internet Explorer. And when I say old Internet Explorer, I mean it. This is Internet Explorer. Oop, wrong window. This is Internet Explorer 5. That was popular around 1999-2000. Yeah, I originally tested this out on my 386 DX40. Unfortunately, that one had a motherboard accident, so it's dead now. It ran a lot better on that computer. This is only a 20 megahertz machine with 4 megabytes of RAM. I'm surprised it's able to do any of this. This one on the top, it says provided by Syntec. That's the people I downloaded it from. That's the only one they had. Try as I might, I could not figure out a way to remove that. Windows 3.1 does have a registry, but that key is not in there. Anyone that can tell me how to remove that, that would be awesome. Just leave it in the comments section. You see it's opening a page, and here's what Google looks like on Internet Explorer 5 in 2018. It's loading up. You got the menus at the top there, and there it is. This is Google, and that's about all it's working on it. Just to show you, I'm not simulating. Let's go. Yeah, see the Google. I guess that's like some sort of flash thing or something that doesn't work. Pretty much nothing, not too much works, but today's news. Let's see what's going on today. Just a second, I got to. My camera only does 8-minute segment. Okay, good. Hey, we're back on again. And today's news: New York Times, Monday, October 8th, 2018. Kavanaugh weekend, Trump won't fire Rosenstein, politics, Jenna Bush, all that stuff. This is legit, folks. Probably, I'm not gonna, I'll try clicking on one of the links, but in general, I haven't got too much to work besides Google, because it seems like every website requires a better browser to run. I did install SSL 128-bit, but I don't think anything actually uses that weak of an encryption anymore, so it's not really letting me get on any secured sites. But let's try CNN, see if it loads up. Just give it a second. I'm not gonna hold my breath though. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna definitely give this thing some credit. It is only 20 megahertz with 4 megabytes of RAM. I'm surprised you could do anything. Maybe play Wolfenstein on it or something like that. But for a computer of its age, it's pretty amazing what you can still do with it. Yeah, well, it's loading up. Let's see what happens. Yeah, this is pretty much the result I get on 99 out of 100 web pages. It says cannot find server and it doesn't load. It's probably because it's rejecting us because it probably doesn't like Internet Explorer 5 and its lack of security. But let's wait for that to flash it up, and then we'll start the next video where we look inside the machine. Yeah, this page can't be displayed. But at least you can still do some things on the internet. I mean, you can network with it. connect computers. It's pretty slow because it's only 10 base T, but I transferred quite a bit of files, like, you know, that I forgot, like drivers and stuff, from my main machine over to this machine, and it worked pretty well. Okay, take a small break. I'm gonna open this thing up and show you what's on the inside. ALR actually made their own boards. This isn't a standard, you know, 486 motherboard you expect to see. They actually made their own board, and it's integrated. It's got built-in video. It's got the PS2 mouse, AT keyboard, 2 serial ports, a lock on the back. That's for locking up the case. You know, pretty LPT port, pretty standard stuff. It originally came with a different network card in it. I had this 3Com Etherlink 3 in my inventory. It was a little bit nicer than the one that came with it, so I put that one in instead. Yeah, here's your processor's mounted on an above board, 486SX, upgraded hard drive. This is a Seagate 40 gig ID. It's, you know, much better than the drive that was in there, both in speed, reliability, and storage capacity. Anyone who wants some of the older drives, just let me know. I really don't use them for anything, but I do have several that work though, like in the 80 to 200 megabyte range. I don't know if anyone could use that for anything. Got your floppies, power supply, pretty clean in here. It's a little bit dark with that, but got your memory over there. You know, it's other than the integrated board, it's pretty standard. You know, everything's in pretty good shape. I'm gonna do one more video where I test out the floppy drive, so I didn't do that earlier, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, got the computer restarted. Let's just test out the floppies real quick for anyone who might be interested in buying this. Yeah, this one's still got my files on from I tested it last night for on the other computer right before it died. Let's just do a format real quick here. Yeah, I'm sure all you guys from the old days remember how exciting this was. Yeah, I know I probably could have done a quick format, but I want to demonstrate that this drive does indeed function. Format complete. Yeah, let's go copy some files now. Oops, doing this through the camera, a little bit hard to see. This is a pretty cool shareware game I used to play back in the day, Isle War. Yeah, you could, it's kind of like Risk, but you know, it's island based. Real fun, real simple game. I think the entire thing takes about 300K. Great for testing out floppy drives too. Writes and reads. Okay, that one's done. Let's go 5 1/4 drive now. These discs I got back when I was working at Office Max. They were hidden actually on the back of the shelf. I got them for I think like $2. Never thought I was going to use them. Bought them as a joke, and so I got back into my old PCs. I'm glad I found those. This should have the same set of files on. These are my test discs from last night. Yeah, more Isle of War stuff. Yeah, 5 1/4 drive is working 5 1/4 drive is really something useful to have. I found that out recently when I was making discs for some of the TRS-80s. What I would do is I would run an emulator on these guys, and you know, put the you know, disk images together on here, because you know, doing anything on a TRS-80 is just like alien technology for me. But no, it was fun. It was good to have this you know, old stuff, because sometimes you need an old computer to fix an even older computer. This drive's pretty quiet as a 5 1/4 goes. I mean, I've had some that are really, really loud, obnoxious, like the one that I was working on with the TRS-80 discs. It got the job done though. This one at least is nice and quiet. Format complete. Working great. I just copy some files to it to show that it's working. Writes and reads. Yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. Any comments, questions, let me know. Gonna probably have this thing up for sale on eBay for a little while. Grab it while you can.